My name is Natasha Israni, and my first novel is Monsoon Gods. It's a work of fiction set in 1990s India. It's magical realism, mysticism, also a coming-of-age story, and also an unusual romance between a human and two characters who might be ancient demigods in human disguise. So the story starts off with this 18-year-old English literature student, Antara, who's diagnosed with bone cancer and told that she must have her leg amputated immediately. She wants to survive. She refuses. She thinks there should be a better way to approach cancer. This is the 1990s, and amputation was the norm for bone cancer those days. But she wants to understand her cancer better, and she has all these questions which the doctors around her can't really answer. But as she goes into this quest, she meets and spends a lot of time with two young men who she's also attracted to. One is a merchant navy sailor who's very wise, but there's some mystery to his wisdoms, who spends time sailing the world, but also spends a lot of time with her at the hospital. And the other is her handsome physiotherapist. As she goes along in interactions with them, she dives into realms that she doesn't really fully understand, where she goes into the layers that lie beneath words like destiny, fate, karma, healing, disease, cancer, gods. What really lies beneath them, all the portals that lie beneath them. She has experience of them, and those experiences confuse her about the reality and who these two men really are, who are making her, think these thoughts. And turns out that these two men actually might be ancient Indian demigods in human disguise. But then why is she the only one to recognize them, and why are they really here in modern form? Is it something to do with her, something to do with the planet? That essentially is the story of Monsoon Gods. I'm the right person to write this book because it's partly based on some of my experiences in India, but I wanted the creative freedom to play with plot, character, setting, and embellish and take it to completely different realms. I think the book will appeal to readers who are interested in something beyond the usual cancer survivor narrative, who are interested in healing stories, who are interested in mystery, different kind of, not a whodunit murder mystery, but a different kind of mystery, who are interested in India, in mysticism, and in ancient wisdoms.
Thank you again for being here. And full transparency, I don't know if the other judges had a hard time, but I had a challenge understanding. So I'm just going to, for my own benefit, I'm just going to ask a couple questions that would help me in what I heard. Based on what we said earlier, do you have a log line, just one sentence that really captures the heart of what your book is about?
Yeah, when you were discussing log lines, I was like, shit, I don't even know whether my video would be included, but maybe I should write one down. So I've taken a stab at it. Antara, a young Indian woman with bone cancer, defies modern medicine while imbibing ancient wisdoms from two men that she suspects are ancient demigods in modern form. But are they really supernatural beings, or is she just interacting with her imagination and chemo brain? And will she lose her life, leg, and her dreams to follow that imagination? I was still working the last sentence.
So I got to say, I wish that was, that you might have been in the video, but like, I want to read that. That reminds me of almost like something Neil Gaiman would write. Like, it has this really fascinating, is it real? Is it not real? A young bone cancer survivor imbibing. I'm intrigued.
I agree with David. I think you have something very special here. I'm always prone to these kind of books. What is a comp?
As David mentioned as well, definitely, and maybe an Indian monsoonal magical realism, a different take on American gods. I think Neil Gaiman, it sounds a bit presumptuous to name him, so which is why I try and avoid that. But American gods, also Silvia Moreno Garcia and Helen Oyeyemi and their works.
Okay, good. And I mean, I think there are also Indian writers that you could mention that are fairly well known.
So for me, in fact, yes, I am an Indian writer, but I think that I was a little more drawn towards some of the Latin American magical realism.
Mm-hmm.
Also, in Indian writing in English, I haven't really found this kind of narrative where there are two different stories, and in the end, the reader decides. Like in Life of Pi by Jan Martel, either you
Mm-hmm.
believe the tiger was there, or you believe that was just a crutch for Pi to get through that arduous journey on
Mm-hmm.
this feast.